What's up everyone? Welcome back. Today we're shaking things up in Sonic Adventure with a twist. No carefully planned playthrough, no picking favorites. Instead, we're letting fate decide. I got a random wheel loaded up with every character from Sonic Adventure, and each spin locks in who I'll be playing next. Will it be Sonic speeding through the stages, Knuckles digging his way, or maybe Big the Cat, just fishing for a gold ring? Stick around, because this wheel is about to turn our playthrough into pure chaos, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Before we get started, I want to take a moment to address some key factors or rules, have you, for this challenge. There are a few glitches. It's an old game, man. I'm new to challenges. I'm new to this stuff, so go easy on me. With that being said, this is not a perfect run, and I will have to swap to Sonic at some point throughout this challenge, so I have decided to keep track of this with my fancy Sonic swap counter. Therefore, the less we swap, the better the score. I hope this isn't too confusing. So if you know about the PC port of this game, then you know that Tikal and Eggman don't really have movesets. This can help and harm the run at certain times. But Emerald Coast is not one of those times, so we'll just push on through. Tikal does surprisingly well through the whale chase. All is well, right? Well, yes, until right about here. But Tikal can't hit the panels, is what you would say, but there's a sick skip right here. And we continue on until the end with ease, and conclude the stage with no skips. Eggman in Windy Valley presents itself to be a challenge from the get-go. You see, in Windy Valley there are wind paths that are designed for characters with actual collision, and Eggman does not have that. So we are forced to swap to Sonic here. Eggman is good after that, levitating into the tornado until he gets to the numbered jump pads. Like we mentioned with Tikal, Eggman cannot use them because there is no collision. So another swap is needed. Moving out of the eye of the storm, although goofy looking, Eggman can dash all the way until this loop-de-loop, which I lucked out at. After which is another wind path, so another swap will be needed here. I thought about not counting this, but he gets stuck on the springs immediately after, so dang it, that'll be another swap. I also thought it was funny that Eggman could run on these. And there's one more wind path at the end, so you already know what that means. That's going to be one more swap. Right at the end, too. So, with 5 swaps down already, it's safe to say I was regretting this stupid wheel. But anyways, let's move on to... I honestly couldn't have gotten much luckier on this pool, considering that Tails and Knuckles have the same exact physics as Sonic in these machines. Although you have to be Sonic or Tails to enter them successfully, so that saves us a swap. Anyway, with that being said, this stage is played pretty much normally. I did visit the sewers anyways, because why not? This stage definitely got me feeling hopeful again. Oh yeah, and it crashed my game. This stage was painfully slow. You see, Amy can't interact with these icicles, so I had to figure out how to skip them, with no momentum. This was also when I noticed that Amy gets way more air from the springs than Sonic and crew do, so I used that to my advantage, to climb up all these obstacles until I got here. Amy couldn't get enough height or climb the icicles. Luckily, after enough tries, I was able to go up and use Amy's Pico Pico hammer to bridge the gap. Then I got to, yet again, another number jump pad. Amy could, for some reason, only jump from 1 to 2, and no further. So this unfortunately meant a swap to Sonic. After clearing this section, Amy hops on her feet and slowly runs all the way down the mountain, and that means that Amy clears Ice Cap with only a hand from Sonic once. So it's up to Sonic to cruise through Twinkle Park, but since this is already his stage, we're not going to talk about it too much. Which gives me the perfect amount of time to say, this video took a very long time to make. So if you're enjoying it, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. With all that out of the way, we'll hop off the coaster and cruise up the castle to the end. Amy and Speed Highway really wasn't all that bad either. Like, look at this awesome jump I hit. Although a tad slower, Amy was able to cruise through Speed Highway like normal. Yeah, almost. After 3 minutes of slow falling, Amy can finally get to the city section and successfully complete the stage. I will say Amy cannot make it to the top of the capsule without her hammer though. But honestly, it's not that bad. This wheel might be working with me after all. Eggman and Red Mountain was an experience for sure. The main challenge here was skipping these monkey bars because Eggman can't interact with them. And what is even going on here? Oh yeah, and I died here twice. Just to get to the end of the section and see that Eggman can't make this 2-spring jump. But I eventually got it after a couple tries. Also, I didn't know this area was down here, but it saved my butt. Getting up these platforms would be a tad bit tricky, but nothing Eggman can't do. I still can't get over his walk in this game, but that's Red Mountain with no swaps, so we are on a roll. This stage with Gamma would prove to be the most difficult stage I have done yet. Most of the assets in this stage were specifically designed for Sonic, so Gamma doesn't thrive here to save the slightest. I mean, he dies in the first 5 seconds because he can't make it out of the cannon. So with a right off the bat swap, my guard was definitely up for this stage. Gamma also can't grab onto these pillars, so that was a challenge in its own. Not to mention he could only climb the ladders less than half the time. And Gamma also has a time limit. And if you don't reach a checkpoint within that time limit, you restart. But with that being said, Gamma was able to traverse a good amount. The top of ship wind section wasn't too bad. Just had to stay out of the enemy's ways because Gamma can't lock onto them. But the gravity flip section at the end destroyed my confidence. Honestly. With the shocking amount of 7 swaps, Gamma can't escape into the sky deck without Sonic putting in some work. Lost World with Tikal would play out about like Sonic's playthrough would. The platforming took a little bit longer because I didn't have the help of the homing attack or the light speed dash, but all in all, I think this is easily one of the better experiences we have had in this run. But it comes to a halt when you get to the end of the Dark Mirror Room, where you're met with a chain of rings to light speed dash on. Believe me, I tried to clear this, but with no second movement or second jump, it was hopeless. So that's a swap. I honestly thought the end of the ball chase section would have sent me to my death, but surprisingly not. And after a little more careful platforming, Tikal clears Lost World with just 1 swap. Tails in this stage is honestly the best thing we could have asked for because his flight ability can cruise through this stage better than Sonic, earning us an easy 0 swap stage. Although I did die here quite a bit. And that's a wrap on today's Sonic Adventure Chaos. We ended up with 13 swaps, and that really isn't all that bad. The wheel threw us some wild curveballs, and honestly, that's what made it so fun. You never know if you'll end up speeding through a Sonic or chilling with Big the Cat, and that unpredictability keeps things fresh. If you enjoyed watching the wheel decide my fate, don't forget to hit that like button and drop a comment on which character you want the wheel to land on next. Until then, keep it fast, keep it fun, and I'll see you in the next adventure.